there with a tiny force. Although it does have Archons in there, so Archons, of course, very valuable units. He's got his High Templars in that army too, so you know, this is why it's critical to wipe out the Protoss army in these engagements and not let stragglers manage to retreat. Sometimes these stragglers have some of the most valuable units, and Com coming in here for a snipe, killing one High Templar with a handful of Zerglings. Shuttle, speed shuttle upgrade coming now for By.sun. He's going to continue storm drops. Again, excellent storm drop and loading up his High Templar in the shuttle to live to storm another day. Excellent use of these shuttles so far all game from him, and Com has had pretty much zero luck stopping these harass attacks. The initial Dark Templar and now these High Templar. Com does not seem to have a response at all to deal with this. So he is in a bit of a trouble now. He does have his lurkers rebuilt. He doesn't seem to have too many lings right now, though. He is looks like he's going to try for a lurker drop at one of By.sun's expansions. Not sure how well that's going to work out with all the photon cannons all over the place. By.sun is still with that shuttle, moving around in the map, going to try to find some weak point to exploit here. Looks like he's going for the main. If he's doing that, surely it's got some Zealots, and these speed upgraded shuttles are not too afraid of single pairs of Scourge like this. You need to sandwich them somehow. Looks like Com going for a drop at this 5th base, but again, this is not going to do anything. I guess cleverly he's managed to get a swarm down and these lurkers up there and managed to force By.sun to storm some of his own probes, which is hilarious. But it's not going to bother By.sun too much. He's got melee units there to clean it up. Looks like Com going for another attack at By.sun's 5th base. If he can get a swarm down, maybe he can pick up the Nexus, but no, By.sun's got to rebuilt pretty much his army. His entire army is back up now. He's got plenty of Zealots, Archons, it looks like High Templar, so his army is looking great. Com's army is looking pretty decent too, so surely these two Titans will clash once again somewhere. Looks like By.sun might be posturing for an attack at Com's 4th base here, or 3rd base rather. Well, the 3rd base is connected to the 4th base. In this case, looks like more High Templar coming. This time, not going to be too successful with the drop. Storm completely missing. Shuttle going down. Looks like there's an engagement here at the 3rd base, and By.sun's got enough units to barrel his way through. He's killed off most of the lurkers and most of the Hydras. Com needs to bring reinforcements there now. By.sun with another storm this time, getting only 3 drones. Not the best, but I guess he was a little distracted by his attack at the front. Com is trying to sending all sorts of reinforcements through the Nidus, and the 2nd army sending to come behind the Protoss. Great plague on all these Protoss units. Tons of storms still going down, and By.sun's storms this game have been excellent. Excellent, dare I say Jang B-esque? Probably not quite that great, but certainly not something to be ashamed of. It looks like a massive storms going on all of Com's reinforcements. Storms have... Okay, maybe it is time to say Jang BS, because these storms have just wiped out pretty much all of Com's reinforcement. Com finally got a few lurkers in now to deal with this Protoss army. He's going to mop up the Protoss army, but you know, huge losses that Com just incurred right there. Fortunately for him, he didn't really lose too much of economy there, and finally he managed to wipe out one of the Protoss armies. So good for him on that account. Looks like both players have 2 mining bases, with one probably going to be exhausted soon enough. Tons of defilers out for Com. Pretty good use of plague all game. Certainly helped him quite a bit in these decisive engagements here. Dark Templar coming in for By.sun now. Maybe he's going to try to recreate some of that magic. Look like defiler hiding out there at the 11:30 o'clock base. Probably maybe waiting for Overlord with a few Zerglings coming, swarm, and then attack. This Dark Templar is not going to accomplish much, but manages to escape with 1 HP. Now that's a lucky Dark Templar right there. Looks like By.sun's using his Dark Templars to try to scout out what's going on in the map. Ooh, he's loaded up a Dark Templar in a shuttle again, so he's going to try for some sort of Templar draw. Let's see how successful this one is. Both players now taking a bit of a breather after that battle, which Com won, but he did suffer quite a bit of casualties in that. Now, By.sun looks like he's sneaking a Dark Templar by going for Com's drones, manages to kill 1 drone, 2 drones, but this Dark Templar should be cornered now if there's an Overlord there to deal with it, and yeah, that Dark Templar dies. But at the same time, By.sun is dropping reinforcements. A second Dark Templar, he's gonna go for the Nidus, probably. No, he's sneaking past the Nidus, he's gonna go for drones of Com's at the 7 o'clock base, but Com is moving out his drones preemptively, it looks like. And surely those eggs are Zerglings or something. The one good thing is he's managed to stop the mining here, and with some tight Templar on top of that cliff, I guess he was hoping Com would bring the drones to the hatchery, but that didn't quite work out for him there. This Dark Templar gonna get chased away. Oh, it looks like the shuttle's back again. This time he's gonna try for some storms. 1 storm missing. Com pretty good at anticipation and dodging there. By.sun now retreating. The Dark Templar is destroyed. And this particular harass not really accomplishing too much. And Scourge coming, destroying the shuttle. 1 High Templar left on that ledge, but I don't think it's going to bother anyone anytime soon. So, excellent defense that time by Com. No problem. By.sun looks like he's pushing out with some Zealots, and Com is moving out some Zerglings to try to force these Templars to expend their storms. Quite a few storms went down there to deal with just maybe a dozen Lings. So, nice little victory there by Com. However, By.sun's managed to rebuild his army yet again. Pretty impressive looking army once more rolling out for him. It looks like he might be posturing for some sort of attack. Ling's going. Tons of Archons for By.sun. There's at least 4 Archons I see. Those Archons are going to pack a heavy punch. Deal with these basic Zerg units. And Zerg really needs to get a few Ultralists or something to soak up some of that damage from the Archons. Or, have overwhelming economy to just mass produce cheap units. Really, mass Archon is difficult for the Zerg to deal with. The best way is probably Ultra plus Swarm. Looks like Reaver is coming in here. Scourge picking off the shuttle, but massive Protoss army coming engaged. And Com does not seem to have much of a force at all to deal with this. Looks like By.sun is going to break through these defenses. All of his units are getting seriously plagued, though. So if Com has some forces left, he can send them in to mop up this attack force. He'll be in great position. He only seems to have Lings left. Few Hydras, he's probably going to rally all his army and then going for a decisive attack. If he can crush this Protoss army, I think he'll be fine in the game. But if he cannot defeat it, he's going to be in a bit of a trouble. 2 Dark Templar there too. Com needs to have Overlords. Looks like Ling's coming from the rear, but these are trying to surround the Reavers. Not really picking off 1 Reaver, but critically not doing enough damage. It looks like By.sun's army is still okay. Com bringing forces up from both sides trying to sandwich his army. That critical Reaver is not dying. The Reaver is not dying. And that Reaver's got 19 kills on it critically. The Reaver does not go down. Com's forces are pretty much destroyed, and he does not take the battle. At this point, Com was just a handful of forces left in the game. He's trying his best. He's got 3 Defilers here, probably going to start plaguing all over the place, but those units have already been seriously plagued at this point. What Com really needs are fighting units, and that's sort of a disadvantage. Defilers are great tech units. You can't morph them into Archons like you can with the Protoss units, and that Reaver is still alive. 23 kill Reaver right there, desperately sending Zerglings to deal with that Reaver. The Reaver refuses to die. It's 27 kill, and that Reaver basically is winning By.sun the game right here. By.sun with tons of units left, barreling down into Com's 3rd base, and Com GG's because he's out of troops. Pretty exciting game. Excellent effort from the youngster, who looks very happy for beating a top-level Zerg here. So, good for him, going on to the ace game.
심리적인 어떤 이점 이런 것들은 엄청날 수 있는 거죠. 그렇죠. 이 정윤준 선수 마지막까지 집중을 하면서 떨어진 이 템플러의 견제와 스톰이 정말 대박이었어요. 그렇습니다. 정윤준 선수가 유리하다고 해서 한 방법만 조합해서만 뚫으려고 했다가는 역전당할 수도 있었거든요. 그 와중에도 계속해서 판단 조절해주면서 겔라 플레이, 잼만 날려주면서
좀 큰 그림을 봤던 것이 김민재 선수의 승리로 돌아갔던 시기였습니다.
자, 정현준 선수 이 8연패 사슬을 오늘 이 자리에서 끊어내버렸어요.
그렇죠. 야, 진짜 8연패면 말이 8연패지. 사실 8연패 빠지게 되면은 사람들 앞에 서는 것도 싫을 것 같거든요.